So let me go ahead and debunk this really fast. So all men cheat, all women cheat, right? It's not like, oh, if you're a police officer, you're going to cheat more than if you were an electrician. The reality is if you want to cheat, whether you're a man or a woman, you're going to cheat, right? Welcome to This Beautiful Struggle.
I'm excited about it.
We finally have gotten to a point where we're just ready to share unfiltered our lives. Infertility is tough. Adoption is tough. But then even talking about like me losing my dad, you losing your mom within a couple of years of each other, our kids losing grandparents, your career and my career, and then making the ultimate decision to move to Nevada and what that looks like, moving away from all of your friends and family and all of those things.
Hopefully people can resonate with our story and just letting people know that they're not alone.
It's not the norm, and infertility is something that people don't ever want to talk about. Our family is such a hot mess, Express. I mean, this is just what it is, right? Like, so we don't have to front anymore.
It's been a long time coming.
Welcome back to This Beautiful Struggle. I'm Erin.
And I'm Casey.
I have a question for you.
Let's hear it.
Can a man and a woman truly just be friends with no romantic ties or relationships, and especially if both of them are in relationships with other people?
Only, in my opinion, only on one condition.
What's that?
If they don't find each other attractive.
Oh, I disagree. I completely disagree with that. Because without naming names, let's go back to one of our friends that were obviously they're not together anymore, right? And I thought that he was attractive, and he better have thought that I was attractive, but there was no interest whatsoever. And I was married to you, and he was married, and he was like literally one of my closest male friends. So did you have an issue with that friendship?
No.
You don't think that he found me attractive?
That's not something we ever talked about, so I don't know.
You don't think that I thought that he was attractive?
We never talked about that either, so.
That's interesting. Okay, so.
I assume there are some certain circumstances where it probably can occur if you have two respectful people who are very strong in their boundaries and you know that nothing would ever happen. But under most cases, I would say no. Married people might be a little bit different. Like I said, under the certain circumstances I just mentioned, but for single people, I definitely think it would probably be a lot harder.
Okay, so I can see that. So let's actually break this up because I feel like depending on your relationship status, it can be very different. Okay, so we're two single people, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're a man, I'm a woman, clearly. We're not in a relationship, okay? But maybe we met at work or whatever, and I think that you're attractive, but I'm not romantically interested in you. But we have a lot of things in common. Do you think I'm pretty? Yeah. Do I think you're handsome? Yeah. We can't just like kick it and hang out and stuff like that and be friends?
You can, but in the back of that guy's mind, he's going to want more with you.
Oh, he going to want to bang?
Absolutely.
Okay. So now sticking with this same, okay, so we're out, me and you, friends. You in the back of your head are wanting to bang, but I'm not even there yet because I'm like, oh, this is just my friend Casey. And I'm looking, we're out. Let's say we're at downtown Summerlin. I'm like, oh, she cute for you, Casey. What do you think? Go, whatever. Then we go to dinner. Okay, so who pays for the bill? If you pay for the bill, does that mean it's a date?
Not if we're friends, but that also needs to be reciprocated. So if we go out, I shouldn't be paying all the time because we're friends, right?
Right.
So you pay, I pay.
So
you
would
pay,
the expectation be if we're just friends that both of us pay?
Yeah. Why?
Release the offer.
You're not my girlfriend. You're not my woman. You're not my wife. Why am I paying for you?
So it's considered
friends,
a date
right?
if you pay?
No, it's considered a date. Like if one of us asked each other out and this is like we've made that known what our intentions are. I think it's considered a date. Just two friends going out to have lunch, I don't think it's a date just because we're different genders.
Okay, so now I have a new question. So what you said, if one of us asks the other out, what does that mean to ask someone out? Because if we're friends and then I say, hey, Casey, you want to go get dinner tonight and maybe go see a movie? Is that me asking you out on a date?
No, to me, that's not making your intentions clear. If I say, hey, Erin, I would love to take you out to get to know you better. I'm interested in you. Then you've made your intentions clear. It's like, I view you or I want you as more than just a friend.
That's so interesting.
As opposed to, hey, let's just go out. To me, you sound like you want to hang out. Oh, let's go get some food and go to the movies. Oh, okay, buddy. That's fine. But now if you're like, hey, let's go out, I really like you. I'm really into you. And
That's so funny.
I want to be more than just friends.
You never said these things to me. So we were just buddies. We were just buddies and then you proposed. It's just so interesting to hear you say that because
we were never, but the thing is, we never started out as we knew each other as friends first and then we started dating. We immediately were dating. It was never a friendship. Huh?
I think on our first date, you were like, hey, do you want to go out? I don't remember the words. I'm just saying. I don't think you ever were like, hey, I'm interested in you. Do you want to go out? Can I take you to the movies?
Did you think I wanted to be your friend?
Can I take you to the shooting range? Can I take you to dinner? Because I'm so interested in you. You were like,
but you knew though from the beginning.
I knew that you was on this, yes.
Okay. So there was no confusion. And I think it was kind of both for understanding though. Even though we never said it, it was understood what it was though.
Okay. All right. I get it. I was just trying to understand. And for our listeners, they might be a little confused. So I just wanted you to kind of explain that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are single, it is possible, ladies, to be friends with someone of the opposite sex. But if you are attractive, what Casey is saying, that your male friend is going to be thinking about banging. So you need to make it very clear that he is just in the friend category. Is that what you're saying? So me and you was kicking it and I liked you and I was like, oh, you cool. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Then we need to make it very clear. I need to make it very clear to you. You might think I'm attractive, but there's not going to be any of that.
You can say that. That's immediately going to be a turnoff for any guy.
A turnoff to friendship? You just want to be friends.
If the guy likes you, yes. Because you're now
but that's your problem, right? That's the male's problem.
That's the perspective I'm speaking from, is the male perspective. That's going to be a turnoff for me, and I'm not going to want to be friends with you, or I'm not going to want to be...
You wouldn't want to be friends with me if I told you that I didn't want to bang you?
If that's what my purpose and my intentions was, why do I want to be around a girl who I like and find attractive that I know I can't do anything with?
Because it could change.
No. And there are guys who are willing to take that. There's some guys that they will stay in a friend zone for weeks, months, years, decades, waiting for that opportunity for this girl to give them a chance that never comes. I'm just not one of those guys.
You don't chase.
I know a lot of guys.
What you're saying is you don't chase. You chase me.
I just couldn't do that.
You chase me.
But did you not hear what we initially just said? Like, it was understood. Okay. There's sometimes where it's not understood.
Because I think that, I think when you're single, that's a different set of circumstances. Now, you're in a relationship. Okay, so let's say I'm in a relationship. I'm married to you. Well, we're married, clearly, right? Mm-hmm. So we're married. And then I have a male friend who is not in a relationship. Do you trust me to be friends with that person?
I trust you. I don't necessarily know if I trust them.
Okay. What if you were friends with the guy? So what if it's like one of your friends?
It depends, because every situation is different. Like, do I trust you? Absolutely. But I can see in some circumstances where you wouldn't trust your friend or your spouse because you know your friend's history. You know what your friends like. So you have to read each person differently. I can't just give a blanket answer for everybody because everybody is different. But I trust you 100%. Now, depending on who this friend is, what their history is, and me knowing their past relationships or their mindset, that's going to determine. I'm like, I'm nah, you can't, because he a dog, or he whatever the case may be, and I'm just like, that's not a good. I don't even want to put you in that situation. So that's.
But if
probably
he's
not
a
good.
dog, because he has been engaged in other activity romantically with the female, how does that affect me when we're just friends?
Because dogs like to hunt.
Oh, I'm learning. Okay.
And nowadays, people don't respect boundaries. People don't respect your relationship status.
That's true.
They don't care. If you're married, they're just like, oh, okay. So I got to meet you on Tuesday at the Motel 6? Or it's just like, they don't care if you're married. They don't care if you got a boyfriend, girlfriend. All they see is oh, we got to be extra careful then. So being in a relationship isn't as respected as it used to be. To them, it's just one little hurdle that they got to jump over to still get to you. They don't care.
Yeah, I think boundaries are important in any. I will definitely say Casey and I had friends that they were really good friends with both of us, actually. They were like our best friends, and they're no longer together, so we can have this conversation without any names, of course. And so I think that me and him were very close. Like, I considered him like a brother, and you and him considered yourselves like brothers, right?
Yeah.
So I think that dynamic worked until it didn't anymore, because there definitely was some pushback from the other side. It worked for us because I just felt like it was so easy to have conversations, especially like surrounding disagreements that you and I had. It was nice to have another person to go to who was also a man who was rooting for you and your partner, right? Like, and so that's the thing. He was always, it was very, like you said, we had very clear and established boundaries, but he made it clear that he wasn't trying to come to me in any other type of way other than the relationship that we had, and vice versa, right? So I never overstepped my boundaries. Actually, I don't know, she probably would have to say that, because she probably would say I would overstep, but I think it just depends, right? Like on the relationship. I know it was such a good thing for our relationship sometimes, at least for me. I don't know how you feel, because I felt like when you and I would get into arguments and I would be stuck, then it's like I don't have brothers, right? So it's like, who do I talk to? I have to talk to a man. So I would go to my father, right? And thankfully, my dad is someone who, because he loved you and he, you know what I mean? He would never be like, oh, you need to leave him or anything like that. It was always like, Erin, XYZ. But I think it is important sometimes to have someone that you can trust in, especially when you're in a relationship and going through tough times. Like, I can't get into the mind of you. You know what I mean? I'm not in a man's brain. Like, you guys see things so differently than the way that we see things. Sometimes you do just need that person of the opposite sex to bounce things off of, to be like, okay, he said this or he did this, and I'm feeling some type of way. And I feel like that person for me was always there to say, you wrong. You know what I mean? Because he would always call me out. I don't know why you would say that. Why would you say that to him? You demasculinated him, or you did this, or that's really embarrassing, or you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't mean it like that. And I think it really helped my relationship. You know what I mean? It helps me view you, and respect you a lot more by having, this male friend who could walk me through, your mind. You know what I mean? Who saw things from your perspective, but also was a big cheerleader for you and I, and wanted to see us get through our issues, Now, from the perspective of women, can a woman be friends, or the other way around? Like, do women, how would I feel, I guess is what I'm trying to say, with you being friends with another woman? I think at the end of the day, women are more emotional. So we really get in our feelings really fast. And I definitely see that this is generally where the disconnect is, right? Women, our mind automatically goes to, oh, he's cheating on me. Oh, he wants her. Oh, you know what I mean? X, Y, Z. When sometimes they're looking for exactly the same thing that I just said. You know what I mean? But then I don't know, to hear you say, if they find you attractive, they trying to bang. So I don't know.
But I also said,
I heard all that.
okay.
I heard that.
I said that's a lot more prevalent in single couples, but you can. I'm not saying that you can't. You can be. It just has to be a very strong-willed, strong-minded person who has very strict boundaries, is very secure with themselves, and is not going to let anyone or anybody come between them and their spouse.
Okay, so now you asked me the same question that I asked you at the beginning.
Can a man and a woman be friends?
Depends.
That's the same thing I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, so I do realize that these are just some of the gender differences, right? Like, I definitely agree that it can be very touchy. I think, though, and I don't know, y'all gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think that as women, because we are emotional human beings, that we naturally go towards the negative when we see that our man is close to another woman. We automatically go to the place of, does she want my man? Or does he want her? Is he attracted to her? But I would like to say that, like, I don't know, there have been relationships that you've had with other people, and it's not even necessarily from the friendship perspective that I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean? It could be a family member. It could be with your sister sometimes, where I'm like, what y'all talking about? I think naturally as women, we're just we crazy like that. You know what I mean? And our minds go there, but you see it a lot. You hear it a lot as well. Like, oh no, she was just a friend. I definitely will say, and let me just speak on this really fast. In the law enforcement, police officers, and I'm gonna clean this up, but police officers have this reputation of cheating on their wives, right? And so you see it in all the police wife groups and stuff like that. People are like, oh my God, like, I'm in a relationship, I'm married to a cop. What should I be worried about? And everyone's like, oh, he's gonna cheat on you because there's so many badge bunnies and they gonna come and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then if he has a female partner, it's all bad. Or if he has females in his squad, it's all bad. So let me go ahead and debunk this really fast. So all men cheat, all women cheat. Right? It's not like, oh, if you're a police officer, you're going to cheat more than if you were an electrician. The reality is, if you want to cheat, whether you're a man or a woman, you're going to cheat, right? Military has the same reputation. I don't know why firefighters don't have this reputation. Firefighters cheat, and it's easier for them to cheat because they leave for a day or two and spend the night somewhere else. Right. But for whatever reason, police officers, military, and certain, they have this reputation that they cheat more than any other profession. And I'm a firm believer that that's not the case. I feel like, again, if you want to cheat, you cheat. Am I right? Do you feel like that's accurate?
Yeah. It's not going to let anything stop you. I think, and I don't know if you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think when you were saying something about, oh, does he find her attractive? Does she find her attractive? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, no. I feel like we cannot expect our spouse not to find another person attractive.
Facts.
I don't even think that's realistic. I think it's
Facts.
ridiculous. I think it's immature. And I think you're just being delusional if you expect your spouse to walk around with blinders on and not find anybody else attractive. Like, that's ridiculous to me.
Can I say, when we went to we were in New Orleans. I took KC to the strip club.
Yeah, I'm never doing that again. But yeah, we went.
And I was like, come give him a lap dance. Let's go. He was so like, He was so uncomfortable for him. But I don't know. I also think
because you can't unwind at a strip club with your wife sitting next to you.
Why not? Unless you're trying to go upstairs behind the closed door, which you shouldn't be doing anyway, right? Like, get your lap dance, you know?
See, she's proving my point why you can't unwind.
Why? Get your lap dance. Don't go upstairs. Why you need to go upstairs? What's the point that I just proved?
Men, listen to me. Do not go to a strip club with your wife.
Hey, if you don't have anything to hide, men,
I don't suggest
go to the strip club with your wives. And then wives, be confident, right, in yourself. Like, this is how I look at it.
But
like,
most wives, and I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't think most wives want their husband to go to the strip club, and they definitely don't want to go to the strip club with him.
We too old to go to the strip club now.
But
At least
Erin
I
did
am.
go to Thunder Down Under, so.
That's different. First of all of the men, was it Thunder Down Under? Is that what I went to recently?
Whatever it was, something like that.
Okay. First of all, it's Vegas, number one. It's a show, number two. Number three, they're all like 19 and 20 and 21 and like whatever. And it's like, I don't want any of that. I was actually more like, ugh, you're sweating. Like, get off. Like, don't come anywhere near me. You know what I mean? But did I go for the show? Sure. If there was a show like that for women, you would go too. And I'll buy you the ticket. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like what it really comes down to for us women is confidence, I think as well, right? Like at the end of the day, if you were going, I say at the end of the day a lot. I noticed that. If you were friends with another female, I just would definitely need to meet her first. And I think that this would go both ways, right? And it would be very different. Like we're married. So if you just some random girl, now you're like, oh, I'm friends with this person. I'd be like, oh, hell no. Right. But if we got together and this was someone that you had been friends with, whatever, I wouldn't have an issue with that. Right. Like, especially once I got to know her and knew that she wasn't coming for you. And I think that's just what it is. And I think that probably goes both ways. Right.
Why is
like,
the assumption, though, that every female or somebody's coming for me?
I'm not saying that she's coming for you. What I'm saying is I would need to establish that she wasn't coming for you.
So you have to rule that out?
Yeah. The same way that you said that you would have to rule out if a man was trying to bang, right? Like, or if there was a level of attraction. You know, I think that it just depends on the situation. I know a lot of people who have a lot of great relationships and are married and still have a lot of great relationships with people of the opposite sex. You know, I love to have conversations, but I definitely do feel like everyone needs, and you disagree with me here, but I do feel like if you're in a relationship, everyone needs at least another couple close to you to where when you're going through stuff and you need a perspective from the opposite sex, that at least you have that person you can go to. And I've always wanted that, right? Because men, you guys don't talk about things as openly with other people as women. Like you're not so bad about this anymore, but like you'd be like, don't be going to tell people our business. But the reality is I would only go to my female friends, okay? I would only go to my female friends who I knew were cheering for us. I would never go to anyone who'd be like, oh, girl, you need to leave him. He tripping. No, anyone who I would go to would always have our marriage and maintaining our marriage as the first priority. You know what I mean? But I feel like men need that outlet too. And so, you know, this is why I always say, call your sister. Call your sister. Get it from a woman's perspective, because I feel like it would help. It helps us get through stuff when you can understand things from my perspective, but at the same time, I can understand things from your perspective. You know?
I guess.
She don't like to do it. She don't like to do it.
Depends. I'm not comfortable with doing that because once you tell people your business, they always know your business. And then they start forming opinions based on a one-sided skew of information that was given to them. They don't know the full story. So you're only getting half of the story, and you're getting the story from that person's point of view. They're leaving stuff out that doesn't paint them in their true light. They're only painting the other person in a certain light that they want you to view them as. And that's why sometimes I'm not okay with it, because they don't get 100% of the story. They get the other person's version of the story, which is not always accurate.
Okay. So if you're listening or watching and you have not watched the episode where Casey pretty much makes this ludicrous statement of it's very easy for women to get sex, but it's very hard for men.
That's not ludicrous. It's true.
Okay. It's not true because I put it on social media on Instagram. And Instagram, y'all voted. And Casey was wrong. Y'all voted Casey wrong. Okay. So this is one of those.
Because I bet you was probably.
No, men voted on that poll too. Okay. Anyway. So this is one of those other things, right? Like I feel like Casey has it in his head so much that people are going to make up all of these bad things about him and hold it against him. But again, he's missing the point here. He's missing the point that, like, if you go to the people who care about you and your relationship and your marriage, then you don't have to worry about that, right? My best friends, okay, and I have two who I go to, right? Both of them see Casey as their brother. And honestly, most times they're checking me and being on me and defending you. So I know. So if you're watching, I need you guys to weigh in on this, because this is one of these things where Casey thinks he knows it all and he knows the truth. And I completely disagree here.
I never said that I knew it all. I'm just giving my opinion on the situation.
Okay. All right. There you go. He cleans it up. It's his opinion.
I never said
I know,
that
but you talk like you're an expert.
No, I talk on my opinion.
Okay. So, but your opinion.
I'm an expert on my opinion.
No one agreed with your opinion before.
That's not true.
Okay. I put a poll out there, babe.
Just because you put a poll on Instagram does not make it fact.
Okay. All right. I respect your opinion.
There you go. See, now you get it. There you go.
Okay,
we cooking with gas now.
But I do think it is important to have sometimes someone from the opposite sex. And I would agree. I think the biggest thing that I hear both of us say is boundaries, right? Like, I think boundaries are extremely important. I live my life with boundaries with every single person in my life. I have boundaries, including him, And so the reality is, I do think that, back to our initial question and wrapping it up, it definitely depends. But do I think it is possible for men and women to have friendship only relationships with the opposite sex? Yes. I know it can be done, but there's a lot of factors that go into it. And if anything, I would say for females or women, ladies, girls, those of you who are watching this, who might feel some type of way, even about what I'm saying on this, I would just say, know your worth. If you're in a relationship and your man is friends with the female and you haven't put yourself out to get to know this girl, one, put yourself out to get to know her. And then if you don't like what you see, or you don't like the conversation, that doesn't mean go through his phone and read the conversations. That doesn't mean start a fight with him or anything like that. But I also think, like, you're in a relationship. So go to your man and have the conversation and say, this makes me feel uncomfortable. And then I think it is the man's responsibility to make me feel comfortable. If you feel like this is a relationship that you want to fight for, I respect that. But it's your responsibility then to make me feel comfortable with her. For sure. But then just know your worth. Like, for you, like, again, if it was some brand new chick that you met in Vegas that I had never heard of, I'm going to be like, no. But if it's someone who's been a part of your life, then, or, a fellow police officer or someone like that, I'm not going to actually, like, when me and you started, we had a mutual female friend. You know what I mean? When we started dating, and she was an integral part of us even being a couple, I would never have an issue with that. You know what I mean? Ever. Because you guys were friends before us. And I know that, like you said, there was you weren't trying to hit. But I'm also someone who just is very confident in myself. And so if you want to mess it up, and go and do something stupid, then, hey, you just lost out on the prize. Is how I see it. So know your worth, for sure.
No, I agree with that 100%.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love when we agree. We're really agreeing in this podcast space. I'm really feeling it because outside of podcasts, we don't always agree. And not that we always have to agree all the time, but I do feel like the deeper that we go in these conversations, like, I just realized how much we have in common. So the moral of the story is podcast with your husband. Podcast with your husband, for sure.
No, I mean, because what you're saying applies to both.
Yeah.
So that applies to women and it applies to men. So definitely, everybody know your worth. And the same thing that you just said, the men, you can flip it and apply that to yourself. So I definitely agree with you on that.
All right. Any last words?
It depends.
Depends.
It depends. It can be done. So we're not saying it can't be done. It can be done, but just with certain boundaries and certain just rules in place. And you have to be you have to also be just truly self-confident and know that your spouse is not going to do anything to jeopardize your relationship.
And if they do, then you weren't supposed to be with them anyway.
Facts.
Or her.
Facts.
So.
I agree. Yes.
That was fun. For more conversations like this, make sure you tune in next time.
Yes. We appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all those good things. Please leave us a comment so we can see what you guys think. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.